The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the producers and/or the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of FRC Media, Bristol Community College, or the City of Fall River.
Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Table Topics. And if you're watching this show today, it's not a Wednesday, it's probably a repeat. So come back next Tuesday to see a new edition.
Very good.
Yeah, getting there.
Very well said. Yeah, you're getting in there. Talk about 9 years, but you're getting in there.
Yeah, hey, whatever. Yeah.
So, yes, we are back for one more show of the Table Topics. Like always, we never know what will come into the topic, but a lot's going on, not just in the city, nationally too, that we try to stay away from because it's and 100 people, you have 100 different opinions.
Exactly.
So really,
exactly.
It's just a good time. It's good to spend some time, to kill some time, because we get out of hours of conversation the way we got in. So it's like we didn't change nobody's mind.
Yeah,
we didn't got nowhere, and everybody goes home with the same clothes that came.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You can't change someone's mind. They have to discover things on their own.
The only thing and now talking nationally, the only thing I say is, I don't look who commit the crime. I look at the crime.
Okay.
If it's a crime, it's a crime.
Okay.
If that's why a lot of people go not guilty, because they got away because they didn't commit a crime. So if it's a crime, doesn't matter how old you are, how big you are. You commit a crime, you're going to pay the time.
Yeah.
Now,
nobody's above the law.
But
some people are.
But listen, sometimes comes back.
Yes.
To butt you.
Yes.
Okay, that's the thing.
Yes.
Look at O.J. Simpson.
Yes.
He got away with murder.
Yes.
And he got arrested because he stole something that was supposed to be his property.
Yeah.
You see how it comes back to bite you?
Not always. Not always.
But it's
this. All you have to go back to is in the feudal times, right? When we had kings and queens, they always got away with everything. They were the people that are in power a lot of times get. So I'm not gonna get too far into the weeds with this, but if you look at, I guess, the polling, which how much do we know? We agree with 70% of the people in this country are not happy with the direction this country's going. Okay, and then if you poll other people and say, do you think the justice system is fair? And a lot of people think it's a two-tiered justice system right now. And all you have to do is look at, we had crimes. You see it all the time on the news in New York, D.C. People will assault people. Police take them away, and they're out because they have no bail anymore. So we can't keep people in jail, and they're out to commit another crime. So there is a totally different, and when you go to the political spectrum, there's totally a difference in that. You know what I mean? You have a former president. We've never had any former president brought up on any indictments. Now, this is an indictment that was supposedly that they took campaign money and paid Stormy Daniels over. Okay. All we have to do is look through time. All these other people have done it. There's a guy, which I found very interesting. There is a guy, Dinesh D'Souza, who people would call him right wing. I just think that he tells a story. He went to jail for over 9 months. You know what he went to jail for? You don't. Well, let me fill you in. He went to jail because he had a friend that was running for Congress. Now, he didn't do the right thing, running for Congress, and he wrote her a check for $10,000. And he asked someone else to put their name in it. I've seen that happen before. He went to jail for 9 months. There are people that are on both sides of the fence, whether Democrat or Republican. They have done this, and you know what they get? One of these, a slap on the wrist. We find that, I'll take Lieutenant General Flynn. You know, the only thing they had on him is that he failed to register. He was representing the country of Turkey. We have the president's son that was doing business in China, Ukraine. He never filed. Why didn't they go after him? So there is a two-tier justice system in this country right now, whether people want to believe it or not.
Well,
and I don't care what side people are on the fence.
Maybe they will go after he's a former president.
They're not going to do that. They would have did it before. They would have did it before.
Well, maybe Trump is the first. And now it's coming. You know,
There are other
sometimes
people-
it's harder to open a door, but when the door is open, the lock, you know,
Why
stays
is it
open.
when we had a official, a Border Patrol agent that was killed, okay? The Attorney General at the time was Holder, and they wanted him to come into Congress to testify because there was a gun smuggling thing going back between that administration. And they said, I'm not coming in. I refuse to come in. I'm not doing that. You know what happened to him? Goose egg. Nothing. Nothing ever happened to him.
Well, the way I see things is, doesn't matter who's going to be in there, you will have always a side that's not happy.
Yeah.
That's why they come in and they go out. They get in and they get out.
It's not like, Carlos, what's happened since 2020 is just like crazy. Prior to that, I really didn't care who people, I was actually probably really like, didn't pay attention to this stuff, you know? I'd have CNN on all the time. That was my channel of choice, watching like the weird things they have, like that plane that went down, you know what I mean, in Indonesia. But this kind of just like accelerated. If you like this person, you are evil. You're a Nazi. You're this, that thing. It's never going to go back to normal unless people change.
Well, but if you look in history, we had other presidents that had problems.
Not like this, though.
You know?
Not like this.
Well, and the only person that I have to blame, it's him.
Yeah.
He's the only one that we have to blame for.
Then why are they going after him now that he announces he's running? Why are they going after him? I don't think...
He's been saying that he's running since he lost.
I don't think he should run because it's not going to be good for the country in the aspect that they're going to go after him and nothing's going to get... The minimal will get done and it's going to divide this country even further. You know what I mean? I think he did a good job. You can't look back and say we have inflation at 7 and 8%.
If we put all the lies and all the problems that he had aside and concentrate on the economy and everything, was proof that was better. But we already talked about that. That's the economy, it's a wave. So he got the right time and he got the economy going for him.
I understand it runs in cycles. It didn't run in cycles in this because he went in and dropped a lot of these regulations that was stopping things. Now, a lot of people don't like that, but I know I talked to people in the real estate industry. Right after he got in, real estate went through the roof. So there was confidence in a businessman coming in and changing things. You know, if you look at, I don't know of too many people, unless they work for the government, whether it's state, federal, or city, that think everything's okay right now. Because no matter what, their jobs stay the same normally. I don't know of too many people that think things are better than they were before. Cars have doubled, houses have doubled, food's doubled in some instances, utility bills have gone up 20 or 30%, cable's gone up. What has got better for working class people in this country? Nothing. What has got better?
Well, things going up in Fall River, I don't think has nothing to do with Joe.
Things going up. The things
with
that,
Biden.
No, that has to do with Biden. You don't think food going up? That has to do with the mayor of Fall River?
Not just the food, but real estate and so on.
Real estate, that's going up everywhere.
You know,
everywhere it's going up. It has nothing. The mayor and cities have very little to do with property increasing. You know what I mean? Well, I shouldn't say that because if they get amenities coming in like bike paths and the school system's really good, then you're going to increase your value. So scratch that. But a lot of this stuff, you know what I mean? Whether you like people or not, right?
Yeah.
You got to admit that, or people got to just look at it and say, things are worse for the American people. I don't care what people say about other people. Trump called that lady that was on one of his shows called her a dog. That's inappropriate. I totally disagree with stuff like that. But you know what? The economy and things were good. You know, nothing's got any better.
But yeah,
but I mean, nothing's got. Crime has gone through the roof.
That counts, believe it or not, that counts a lot for, you know, when you go to the booth to vote. You know, I mean, some people say, you know, I don't care, I pay $10 more, but I don't want this guy. You know,
and
I
see
mean,
what happened.
It is what it is.
And it's helpful, right?
And
it helped.
And probably, So if he's running right now, well, the way I think that the Republican Party is, they're walking like in the top of this wall. They don't know what to do. They're afraid they're gonna either side they're gonna fall. It's gonna be wrong. It's gonna be the wrong side, because if they fall for this guy and support him, they're gonna be wrong. They're gonna fall to the other side and support another candidate. Now on the other side you have Trump in one side of the wall by himself, and now you have already 2 or 3 candidates lining up to take the nomination. So let's see now. Now we go with 4 candidates to the primaries.
Yeah.
You really think that any of the other side is going to win? No, because Trump will have his supporters, and his supporters will support him. Doesn't matter what he does, even if he goes to jail, he will win in jail. Okay, but on the other side, you have 3 candidates that's going to, you know, split the vote. Yeah. Nobody's going to decide not to vote for Trump to vote for one of those. Trump has his supporters. So,
yeah. Oh, all right, I get you.
Okay,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So automatically, if he wins the majority of the votes, you think the party's not going to nominate him?
Yeah, they will. But you know what I mean? I don't think at this point, he's not going to win it anyway, no matter what. If Joe Biden runs against Trump again, Joe Biden's going to win. That's just how things are in this country. And that's just how it is.
And that's the way. That's why I'm saying
we could have the stock market crash and everything, and people eating out of barrels, and they'd still vote for him.
That's why I say the Republican Party needs to smart up and say, we don't want you. Period.
But the Republican Party was going downhill. He re-energized it.
Whatever he bought, you know, whatever the new glasses he bought, he smashed the glasses already.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay? He built the house and he destroyed the house at the same time. So nothing is there from before that's going to be good for the Republican Party. Okay? So that's why I said the best thing, and I think that's where the Republican Party is going to start getting some you know, trust, is if they walk away from this guy. This guy's trouble. That's it.
The Republicans were having a difficult time getting in prior to this because they weren't for the working people. The Democrats are not for the working people right now. There's no way they are. You know what I mean? They just, we have a bank that failed in California, okay? Everybody knows, I knew this from when I was a kid from my grandfather, that, you know, you go put money in a bank and it's only insured to $200,000. So people that have a lot of money put money in different banks if they have a lot of money. That's just everything. That was just stuff you learned. What is this? These folks that are in power do? They bail out a bank that has people that have billions of dollars in that. Why are you paying to bail millionaires out when they weren't smart enough to put their money in different places?
Yeah.
But they said that's okay, and they said, Carlos, there's plenty of money with the FDIC. No, there's not. If you keep on bailing out all these billionaires, there's not going to be any money left for the rest of us. So this is what I mean. Do you really think that party, those group of people, are for the working people? They wouldn't have bailed out those billionaires people, and that's what they did.
Well,
and they didn't have a risk manager there for like 9 months. Where were the investigators?
And to put this to rest now comes another lie that I'm going to get arrested. So here's how he tries.
I think people told them that.
Yeah, but this is how he tries to see how much power he still has.
Yeah.
Because with that comes, if he had put, you know, I heard that I will be arrested Tuesday and leave it at that.
Yeah.
I will have more consideration for him that say, come out and protest. What the hell he wants? He wants people to get to jail again? We already saw what happened January 6th because he came out and said, fight hard.
All right,
You know?
our vice president said on numerous news networks about all the riots in 2020, they're not going to stop, and I don't want them to stop. And she funded these people to get out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
Is that any better than January 6th?
I'm not saying that's any better. What I'm saying is that what he's trying to do is to see, because he don't know how much power he still has. Yeah. So what he's trying to say is, let me throw a bone to see how many people I have out there that will ill to fight for me. And by the news that I just saw a couple hours ago, was more people there protesting against him than actually for him. Matter of fact, they interviewed a 64-year-old that said, I'm surprised it's not no people here fighting for
No,
Trump.
they're not, because why would people go when people that went, there were a lot of people that were outside of that January 6th thing and got into trouble. They didn't even go in the building. There's people, why would people go to that? Why would you go?
Yeah, but...
Why would you go to that, Carlos?
But out of those 5,000 people, I'm throwing numbers.
Yeah.
Out of those 5,000 people, you had there, 500 people with cameras taking pictures that really don't want to be involved with the movement, but they want to be there. They want to be there, okay?
Yeah.
So what are you expecting? You was expecting to have those
I don't think he was.
5,000 people again fighting for him?
I think if you look at that whole thing, right? I have an issue with that, because when the people were there and he was talking, go peacefully to that, things were already happening before then. We have people that they have on video. They have, hold on one second. They have people on video that say, we're going to go into the Capitol tomorrow, and this January 6th committee said, we talked to the guy. You can say that, and then you're there when it happens, and you're pushing through the gates, and nobody thinks to investigate this guy?
So let me tell you.
Nobody thinks to investigate this guy, Ray Epps. Nobody thinks to investigate this dude.
Here's the thing, and it's public. It's those videos that the other one don't want to show. He just want to show the guys with the cameras taking pictures inside. But
we already saw those other ones, Carlos. That's all they showed on the media.
Yeah.
For 2 years
out of those 44,000 hours that he got 2 videos. One of the police officer walking back and forth, and then got a heart attack the next day. Okay, and then he got the other guy with the horns.
Okay.
That the police was trying to open the elevator for him.
Yep.
Okay, so out of those 44,000, that's the only thing he has to show.
I think
those two
I think you're missing
videos?
the point is that there were 5 or 6 cops around that one guy. They could have taken him out any time. That's what they're trying to say. That they weren't threatened by them. You know what I mean? That's just what they're trying to say.
There's a lot of people there that was not threatened.
But Carlos, why wouldn't the Justice Department give that evidence to that young man? This is America. You're supposed to give. If you have that evidence, you should have given it to the attorney. The attorney never saw that evidence. Is that right?
No, I'm not saying it's right. What I'm saying is what I see and what he wants to try to tell me, so to change my mind. I'm not going to change my mind with those 2 videos.
No, there were people.
How many times you have a car accident and you're fine in one day and the next day you die?
There were people there.
It's related to the accident.
There were people there that were unruly. But I read something today. They keep on showing the same one picture of this guy smashing a window, and then people jump in, and supposedly people are saying
that's
now
how they
that
broke in.
Yeah, but supposedly now,
windows.
do you know? All right, do you not think? Let me ask this question. This has already been put out there. There were FBI agents in the crowd. All right, in the crowd. They knew this. All right. Why did they not have, number one, have more people there? Number 2, call the thing off. You knew about this days prior.
Well, why they will, if there was supposed to be a calm demonstration? The only thing turned bad when he went there and he said, "I'm going to walk
He never
with
went
you."
there. He never went there.
No, he went to Washington.
Yeah.
He was just a walk away.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He met with
But he never
this
went
crowd.
up there. Yeah,
This
yeah.
crowd was not at that time. With people that were taking pictures, they were not on the crowd. They were already there taking pictures because they knew this crowd was coming.
Yeah.
Now he's talking to the crowd and say, "We're going to go in. I'm going to go with you, and we're going to fight.
Yeah.
We're going to fight."
They already had a platform.
I never saw a fight giving roses.
No, they had a platform there. They had a platform there that people were going to speak. There was never any intent to go in there. But there were people on like those bullhorns saying, "Get in there, you peas, get in there, get in there." They were inciting the crowd. And you already had people that were hyped up that did that.
But just the way he started, he
Yeah.
took too long to end it, and people are waiting for him to end it because it's videos out there that say, Trump just came out and said for us to go home, so
Yeah.
that's where we're going to go now.
Oh, that was totally wrong. He should have
Okay.
did that way. I have a problem with that. He should have said that right away. If he knew, him being the president, if he knew that it was almost like people were going to
and
be
people
set
got
up.
injured.
That's what I mean.
And both sides.
He should have gone home. I want to see some of the videos. There's a video supposedly of a woman that was there that they said died of a drug overdose that was like constantly hit with batons. Where's that video? I want to see when that comes out. So
Still.
it's you know what I mean.
it's
I fault
unfortunately-
him though with that. If he knew, he should have
did
said that
bad
beforehand.
things.
So I
He
fault
did-
him with
did
that.
bad. He did, you know, I
He-
mean,
he
I
did
have
it- he
no
did it too
problem
late.
with him saying, "Let's go in, let's go protest."
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
It's a free country. You can go and protest.
All right, but
When it becomes violent,
Yeah.
and he's sitting on this TV,
he shouldn't have. He should
and
have
he
stopped it.
he see the violence. Hey, that's not what I asked for you
Yeah,
guys to do.
that's why.
Let's stop it right
That's
there.
why I have an issue with that, because those people, some of those people, just went into the building, did absolutely nothing. Like the guy with the horns did nothing and is in jail for 4 years. So I have an issue with him not doing that. If he knew he knew they're going to take these people on the other side are going to use this as this is the worst thing that happened. The whole country was burnt to the ground for the whole summer. Nobody got prosecuted. Very few people, I think maybe 30% of the people got prosecuted. The rest just walked away like this. That's not equal justice.
And I understand that there was a lot of people there that just went with the motions, and
Yeah.
when they left the house, they didn't had intention
Yep.
to become what they became doing that. Okay, so things start. People start getting mad, pushing. You know, let's do it, let's
agree.
do it, and they
I
go.
agree.
When people lose, the mentality, what's going on, that's it. It's no way back. But that's why they want to charge him. It's because he could have stopped it, and he did. So that's when they have a problem. It was not about
I don't.
you know.
I'm not.
I don't
saying-
want to blame him
Yeah.
for people to
No, they
break
shouldn't
the
have done it.
windows and go in.
He should have protected the people that were there, which were his supporters. So if he
And
knew,
government.
and he knew,
And government. He's the president of that
But
government.
he already
He's the
knew.
head.
Who was in charge of security there? Who was in charge of security there? Who was in charge of the Capitol for security? Who was in charge of that? It's not the president. The president. If you notice, when you see the president has to be invited to the Capitol. So who
It's
was
the
in
It's
charge?
the House.
Who was in charge of the security?
So must be the House Speaker.
Why didn't she say we need more people here? She didn't want anybody. No, I don't want anybody there. But then she
But
puts
it's a
up
video.
gates
I don't know if you
afterwards.
saw a video that she's on the conference, locked in the conference with other people, and she's calling the president
Yeah.
for him to stop.
She should have had security there. She's in charge of it.
Yeah, but
She's in
I
charge
mean,
of security, Carlos.
But that's the thing. You don't know how much and how big's going to grow. So when people
already
say
knew.
they should be prepared.
But if you
well,
saw-
they probably prepared for 20 people. They were not prepared for
in the
5,000.
morning, when she saw there were 1 million people there, she had 4 hours to get her butt in gear and get those people in. She didn't do it.
Well-
but everybody says it's Trump. Trump and the Republicans should have did that.
And usually, that's on aviation. That's how they say. Aviation accident. It's a multiple
yes.
things
But-
that
but
happen
we don't hear that,
at
though.
the same time.
We don't hear that, though.
makes a plane crash.
Whose
So
fault
that's
is it?
exactly what
It's-
happened there. It was
it's-
multiple
but
things.
you don't hear that, Carlos.
that-
You know who it is? It's the mega Republicans or MAGA Republicans, whatever. You don't hear Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
I've never heard her name being blamed for it. But I want to just change because we're at you're letting me talk. There was a congressional hearing the other day on the weaponization of the U.S. government. Okay, so there were Matt Taibbi, who used to write for Rolling Stone, got the Twitter files and came out with all these different things where they had different agents with the FBI in San Francisco were sending Carlos Cesar. He doesn't comply with your terms of service. What does that mean? Get rid of him. The Democrats are saying that doesn't mean get rid of him. Well, why are you sending this as the FBI to Twitter to say get rid of this person? So they were stifling free speech. They were stifling doctors that were talking about COVID, doctors that were Harvard doctors, doctors were Stanford doctors. They were stifling them. And you know what? The other party said they called the reporters a so-called reporter who has been a reporter for 25 years. There were 3 reporters involved in this, and some Einstein from Texas said, oh, so it's a threesome? This is how crazy these people that are working for us are acting like, and everybody thinks this is okay. Everything's super great right now. Mm-hmm. That you don't have freedom of speech. And I love this because when I was younger, the 70s, everybody that was liberal, right, they were like the ones protesting out there, free speech, free speech. Now they're like, give it up. Mm-hmm. It's all over with. I got a clue for you. You know, the old thing that happened during World War II with Germany. First they came for the Catholics. I wasn't Catholic. Next they came for the Protestant. I wasn't Protestant. And last they came for me, and there's nobody here to help me. So people that are on a certain party right now that are thinking they're all right, when they come for you, we're going to be, ha-ha, see? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what people are so divided. They don't even have a clue that it involves everybody. Mm-hmm. It's not just you. Right now, they're mad at this person. You think they're not going to be mad at that person next time? Yeah. They're going to be like, we're going to reel you in because you're out of control.
I just see, you know, if Biden commits a crime, then
it's not going to happen, though, Carlos.
Because
Carlos,
like I said, like we started the show,
it's not going to happen.
A crime is a crime. Don't have a color, don't have a size.
It's
a
not
crime
is
a crime.
Nothing's
That's why people walk away from
not going to happen.
You know, from stuff because they end up finding out that on the end they didn't commit a crime. It's not a crime. But for those that commit a crime, you commit the crime, you pay the time.
Show me a crime, show me a person, and I'll show you the crime.
You know?
That's what the Russians did. You don't think that they can do that now? Show me the person, I'll show you the crime.
So as long as Joe Biden gets arrested, it's okay with everybody. Donald Trump get arrested.
He's not going to get arrested. There's no way.
Well,
there's no way.
I don't know.
There's no way.
I don't know.
There is absolutely no way. I'll bet you $50.
Donald Trump has power still. Donald Trump still has a lot of power.
$50, and I won't even take the $50.
You probably don't have as many followers.
There's no way anything's going to happen.
And you think Trump will get arrested?
I think they're going to try to make a big thing about it, and they probably will arrest him. Will he go to jail? Probably not. But they will. I believe that.
Well, I mean,
they're trying like hell to do something.
It will not be the traditional arrests like everybody else will be. So this guy walks around with 20 people that would not let nobody put a finger on him. So,
with that, bon night.
Bon night. See you next week.